Hey everyone, I'm Jason, and this is your commentary on Genesis chapter 13. Abram went up from Egypt to the Negev desert. He took his wife and everything he had. Lot went with him. Abram had become very rich. He had a lot of livestock in silver and gold. From the Negev desert he went from place to place until he came to Bethel. He came to a place between Bethel and Ai. That's where his tent had been earlier. He had also built an altar there. He worshipped the Lord there. Lot was moving around with Abram. Lot also had flocks and herds and tents. But the land didn't have enough food for both of them. They had large herds and many servants, so they weren't able to stay together. The people who took care of Abram's herds and those who took care of Lot's herds began to argue. The Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abram said to Lot, "Let's not argue with each other. The people who take care of your herds and those who take care of mine shouldn't argue with one another. After all, we're part of the same family. Isn't the whole land in front of you? Let's separate. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left." Lot looked up. He saw the whole Jordan River valley had plenty of water. It was like the garden of the Lord. It was like the land of Egypt near Zoar. That was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose the whole Jordan River valley for himself. Then he started out toward the east. Now, with Lot here, we learn later on in 2 Peter that Lot was actually a believer. He was a God-fearing man. And yet when he's looking out over the land, his concern is for his herd. It's for his material possessions. And so he chooses the best land that he can find. The land he chooses to settle down in, though, is near Sodom. We learn later on that he becomes a political official there. So he takes on land, he takes on power. His focus is not on God, not the same way that Abram's is. The same thing can happen to us, that we can be godly people, that we can truly believe in and love God, and yet we'll get distracted by the things of the earth. It doesn't take much. It's just a little focus off of God, and eventually we start going in the wrong direction, as we'll see here with Lot in just a little bit. The two men separated. Abram lived in the land of Canaan. Lot lived among the cities of the Jordan River Valley. He set up his tents near Sodom. The men of Sodom were evil. They were sinning greatly against the Lord. The Lord spoke to Abram after Lot had left him. He said, "Look up from where you are. Look north and south. Look east and west. I will give you all of the land that you see. I will give it to you and your children after you forever. I will make your children like the dust of the earth. Can dust be counted? If it can, then your children can be counted. Go, walk through the land. See how long and wide it is. I'm giving it to you." So Abram moved his tents. He went to live near the large trees of Mamre at Hebron. There he built an altar to honor the Lord. So this is the third time that Abram set up altars to worship the Lord. And an interesting thing that I heard before was that every time Abram sets up a tent for himself, but an altar for God. Abram hasn't settled down. He's still moving because the Lord's still directing him. His concern wasn't over having the best land, because all the land was promised to him. His concern wasn't over his flocks or where he would go. His concern was following God, which is a sharp contrast to Lot's concern. Well, that's it for the commentary on Genesis chapter 13. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.